celebrating Shakespeare Royal Oak 2016 to 2017. In 2016, Stephanie Buck joined us and directed her husband, Brian Ogden, as Richard III, Shakespeare's favorite villain. Lady Anne was played by Sarah Catherine Wolfe, and Buckingham by Stephen Blackwell. The Duchess in that show was played by our friend Jean Lyle Leopard, and many other actors joined us who have been before you before. Nicholas Lagarza and Dennis Kleinsmith, as well as Tim Falk and Erica Hovland. Richard III was a dark and moving piece that left everyone breathless at the end. That summer, 2016, the immensely talented Nancy Kammer joined us as a director. She had previously performed in Romeo and Juliet back in 2008. Now she came to us to direct Twelfth Night. Twelfth Night was a beautiful show, featuring Barton Bund as Sir Toby Belch and Chris Peterson as Antonio. J.M. Etheridge joined us, and Jason Ruben Garza played the lead, Orsino. What a fun show that was. In 2017, something remarkable happened in the park. Award-winning director Lynnae Lehfeldt joined us from Oakland University and brought us a classic version of a timeless love story, The Taming of the Shrew, starring Anne-Marie Dammon. She had joined us back in 2008 as Juliet, and now she'd returned to us as Kate the Shrew, playing opposite Mitchell Korry, who just happened to be husband and wife in real life. The dynamics there were hilarious, as I'm sure you remember. In addition, Stephen Blackwell joined us again, and Cliff Katsky, Alexander Trice, and Mark Gamazel. This was an award-winning show with award-winning talent, and the beautiful set design and costume design was something to behold. Also in 17, Sarah Catherine Wolfe joined us as director for our Daylight Family Show, an original piece that we created called Shakespeare in Love and War. Matthew Pisek and Craig Esther joined us in a timeless piece using Shakespeare's sonnets and soliloquies about love and the heartbreak of war.
Happy 20th anniversary, Shakespeare Royal Oak. Who knew at that Brigadoon cast party in 2007, when Ed and I talked about Waterworks Theater, that I would join this organization, that I would plan special events and manage the hospitality tent and eventually become managing director for an organization that I've grown to love very deeply. Who knew that both of my kids would learn sword fighting and eventually both perform in productions of Macbeth? Who knew, as I climbed in the car with my son, that he would say to me, "Mom, these are the best 2 weeks of the year." And I'd agree with him. Thank you, Shakespeare Royal Oak, for evenings with cicadas where we could enjoy wonderful theater. Thank you for all you do for Royal Oak, for our community, for our actors and production team. Thank you for the opportunity to create this program every summer. I look forward to seeing you back in the park in 2021. Cheers.
I did 2 shows with Shakespeare and Royal Oak. I did All's Well That Ends Well back in 2015. And then a year later, I was recast for their Family Day show, the 12th Night. And I also did some carpentry. I did assistant stage management for another season. It was one of my first professional acting gigs and one of my first experiences with outdoor Shakespeare, or just outdoor theater in general. So, you know, you get to hear planes flying by you, a choo-choo train, disc golfers randomly hitting the hole that's, you know, backstage, and trying to memorize your lines, and all I see here, a clink. But, you know, I just wanted to give a shout out to Ed, Sarah. I miss you guys. I hope you're doing well. And once again, congratulations on 20 years. Looking for many more years once we get out of this, working with you guys again. I miss you very much. Take care.
All right. Hi, I'm Mary Hickman-Kozeski, and I am the social media manager. I'm the one that sends you the emails. You'll see lots of posts from us. I take a lot of pictures during the show. I've been a part of She's Waterworks Theater since my 19-year-old daughter was 6 years old, and she did the Kids Act and the Waterworks Teen Ensemble. So I'm really excited for next year. We're missing everybody this year, and I hope that we all see you next year.
So I'm Chris O'Mara. I'm the lighting designer here for Waterworks. This would have been my third summer here with Waterworks, and you know, it's been a great organization. It's really awesome to do theater out here in the park, outdoors. It's just a really unique company and lots of really wonderful people to work with. Yeah, so right here is actually where I would normally be kind of getting all the lighting up and running. I think this is where the center big lighting tower would be with all the different lights for the show. So I'd be busy focusing stuff, making final touches for opening night.
Brian and I were in our apartment in New York, looking forward to coming back to Michigan for the summer to do Richard III in the park. And we spent so much time talking about it and reading scenes and discussing cuts and relationships and what was Shakespeare saying about this or that. And it was a really beautiful experience to be able to spend months and months working on a piece before getting into rehearsal. But the best part of shows has always been in the sharing for me. So the moment that we share it with the audience, and there's no lights up, right? At Royal Oak Shakespeare, there's no lights up. So the first night I was very anxious, not knowing where that feeling would come from, that feeling of, okay, we've done it. But watching the crowd pour in and fill up the seats in the park, and the joy of listening to the pre-show music together, and then out came Brian, and all eyes were on him in his nasty makeup, swinging his sword, and being out in the park with everybody together under the sunshine, breathing fresh air, and celebrating being human. I will also say watching the kids watch the sword fighting out in the park was also pretty great.
So here's what we can do together. Usually we have about 2,000 people come to this festival, and we figure they spend at least $50 per person. And they enjoy it, and we use the money to pay our actors, our designers, and all the artists that are employed here. But in 2020, we don't have any activities. We need to raise money, though, to plan for next year, and so I ask you, the 2,000 people who come here every year, send us $10 each. That will help make our budget for next year and guarantee that we'll be back. Can you do that for us? We really appreciate it.